Thank you, Chairman. And Mr. Secretary, thank you for your leadership of the department, the FAST Act, the five-year highway bill after 37 37 extensions of highway bill is really well received throughout the country. Wouldn't have happened without your leadership, and we're all pleased we had a small part of working with you on that. Tiger grants, as you know, the Champ Clark Bridge, which is, I think, the oldest bridge still crossing the Mississippi River, is going to be replaced with partially a Tiger grant. Big commitment from both Illinois and Missouri, but I think the Tiger grant made that whole package come together. Our hope now is that that bridge can safely be used until its replacement is put in place, because it's a significant detour to get to the next bridge on the river if that bridge isn't working. So thank you for that. Follow up on Senator Kuhn's thoughts about PTC, just an awareness for you and the folks on the line there of chairs behind you. In the FAST Act, we authorized almost $200 million of that $1.3 billion to help commuter railroads install PTC, particularly in areas where the state has a significant obligation for how those commuter terminals work. We have a situation in both Kansas City and St. Louis where access to some of that $200 million, actually it's $199 million. I assume 200 would have been too much. So the Congress, in its wisdom, put $199 million in that particular category, and it is available for states who are involved in public transportation and have some unique responsibility for implementing positive train control. And just wanted to mention that so that you're aware of it. It matters significantly to how the commuter rail system works in our state. Also, I was pleased, as I'm sure the other Smart City Challenge finalists were, to see Kansas City. I'm sure everybody that had a city in that was important. Was pleased to be part of it, but you know, I clearly think Kansas City is a great potential testing ground for smart cities. It's the first Google fiber city. It's a nexus of transportation, interstate transportation from west of us, south of us, north of us. Several interstates come together there, and also putting in that new trolley system, they've been able to put some of the first phase equipment in already. So I just wanted to, I know the chairman mentioned her interest and an interest I share in what's happening with smart car technology, and how do you see that smart city model coming together, and what do you think we learn by looking at the city you finally select from? I think you're down to 6 or 7 finalists now to be the smart city finalist.
It's a great question, and I see 3 different buckets. One is what the private sector is doing, which is testing, innovating, coming up with new ideas for technology. Currently, in general terms, there are some that are working on connected cars that talk to each other using kind of a GPS signal. And there's another group that's working on autonomous cars, which have a roving eye and kind of see the environment just like you and I do. We actually believe those 2 technologies are going to merge, and you're going to have autonomous connected cars in the future. But industry is working to innovate. The second bucket is what we do at the government level, and we've promised to give the industry our best guidance on how to, not the industry, but even the states, good guidance on how to lay a foundation for this technology to be integrated into the marketplace. And that's work we've promised to do as an agency. And then the third piece is, if you have the technology and you have the foundation, how do people actually make use of it? And the Smart City Challenge is really our way of putting the challenge to America's cities to help define how these technologies can be used. And not just those technologies, but how to use data and analytics better to shape transportation decision-making. How does land use integrate with that? And so we were very pleased to see 78 great cities submit applications. We have 7 finalists, and we plan to announce the winner of the challenge in June. But we also plan to give every city that's applied our best pathway to use federal programs to implement the plans that they sent to us, so that there are hopefully no losers. Every city hopefully wins.